World where luxury meets adventure and every journey feels like a masterpiece. Welcome aboard Motor Yacht Unbridled, an exceptional charter experience where every detail is tailored to your desires. From thrilling water sports to moments of pure relaxation, every day brings new horizons. Step into the future of chartering aboard Unbridled. Available now.
Thank you for joining us here on the Captain's Chat. My name's Liam, Motor Yacht Unbridled. It's 191 foot Trinity yacht available for charter. We have a crew of 14, currently in Alaska. Got a busy season ahead of us. But your name came across the desk. A lot of people have been talking about Alex. Tell me about yourself, buddy.
All right, sweet. Yeah, 27 years old. I've been in the industry 6 years now. I've been running Name and Shame with a couple of my buddies for the last 4 years, and then we've been working together to create a crew-centered resource platform with an AI yacht management for the last 5 months. I've been working on this idea for the past year, and now it's really coming to fruition. So now we're coming up and getting on podcasts, getting in front of the cameras with people like yourself and more affluent people involved in the social media side of yachting to slowly start rolling it out and getting people excited because, we have such a big outreach and we're looking for the best way that we can help serve our friends and fellow crew members.
Oh, thank you for the compliment of affluent. I'm not really sure what I'm doing per se in this space, but being 45 years old, 25 years in yachting, and I'm pretty passionate about it. When I see platforms like yours come across, it really excites me because it shows that we still have so much room for growth. So tell me about it. How did the idea start? That's the first kind of question I've got here. How did the idea start? You did Yachty's Name and Shame. That's a big space, 40,000 members on Facebook, correct?
Yeah, 40,000 plus, and it just kind of like came up upon us is because we want to create a platform for crew to go to ask any sort of questions, like an open source platform to kind of just give a safe space, talk about the not so shiny and not so great sides of yachting that are still very relevant today. And then this idea just stuck in my head. I created a platform or a website a year ago that gave you access to maritime attorneys, lawyers, financial management, etc. But it just looked too basic to me. And then I've been playing with AI for the last year and a half, and I've been using it daily. And I'm like, how can we do this to help better serve crew? Because when you go on my Facebook platform, you type a post, and then it'll take a day to get approved, and then it takes 12 hours for you to get access to anything meaningful. Versus now with our platform, we're going to be slowly introducing to everybody. You can just go on there with an LLM, just like you use OpenAI and ChatGPT, type in your question and get up-to-date information related to any sort of question you have. Yeah. So it's like we see a lot of stories with sexual assault, people not being paid, abuse on board. And I don't want to come across as super negative or whatnot. There's still amazing things about this industry. I've had the best time of my entire life. I've traveled 25 plus countries in the 6 years I've been doing this. I've seen incredible things. But you still need to look at that side, and you still need to give crew the access to tools that can help support them and make them feel safer in this industry. And if we can give something that says you're during this situation on board, you type in your question, you get immediate access to attorneys or next steps of who to report to, who you can go to for mental health resources in an AI assisted way. I think it just tremendously helps everybody.
I agree. I did the Antigua Charter Show last December, and I started to talk about AI in charter world and brokers and that space and crew using it. And it's still like a taboo subject. But I've got two kids, 16 and 14, and I'm pushing them. They're pushing me with AI. It is 100% the future. And if you're not using it, it's almost too late. Like, you've got to keep using it daily and get better and better at it. So how do you bring, when you say using it for crew and AI, the mechanism of the Yacht Crew Center? It's AI Yacht Crew Center, correct?
It's called Yacht Crew Center, but we have an AI assistant that's built into the very foundation of it.
And for example, how would I as a captain, because it's relative to all departments, correct? How would I as a captain use it?
So you would sign up into it. We have a captains and crew members separate thing. And so you would get access to your dashboard that keeps track of all of your certifications, your insurance policies, medical certificates, all of your compliance regulations, access to an orders management page, financial management, AI reports, bookings, calendars, etc. And so you just type into a chatbot that's in the bottom right corner. It assists you going through your dashboard. It assists you with placing all of that documentation, takes care of all of your receipts. You can place it in one spot, get AI generated reports, depending on how often you want it, between a certain time frame. and it creates a report for you right then. You can export it to your management company, export it to your owner, export it to anybody. So it saves you within 10 to 15 hours per week on administrative duties, which in the long run saves the owners and saves payroll and everybody thousands of dollars every single week. So just imagine if your head of departments had 10 extra hours, 15 extra hours a week. What better service could you give to your vessel, give to your crew, give to the owners, the charter guests, etc. And it just helps sustain the long-term value of the boat.
Yeah.
See, I think of like there's all these decentralized services all around the yachting industry. Everybody's trying to fix one problem in one certain way. They're trying to get one little piece of the pie and whatnot. They're trying to solve these issues or give crew coaching stuff or whatnot and solve these issues. Whereas I think if we solve the very beginning of it, which is these administrative things that can help simplify your life, help make your job easier over time, that will eventually everything else. Because when you're super high stress and the boss is coming on in short notice and something's going wrong in the engine room and everybody's just off their knockers with stress, that goes down to everybody that's on the vessel.
Yeah.
And if we can improve that and use this emerging technology with AI to help simplify everything, I think that helps solve a lot of problems in the long run.
Without a doubt. I mean, boats are systems. They're systematic approaches to things. And as a captain, I find this industry so archaic in the way we do things, all the way from chartering to vessel management to hours of rest to accounting, all these different platforms. And even, for example, we're going to a shipyard in September for a month, and it's planned, but it's still this slow Excel document you send them. They do PDF to you back and forth. And it's like, can we please streamline this? Because like you're saying, save 10 hours a week. That time can be used for me, pushing the vessel's charter program, for example. That's my focus. And that's where I'm seeing AI as a huge tool every day. So it's more like an AI agent, but specifically for yachting, correct?
Yes, sir. Yep. Specifically for yachting.
Awesome, man. Where you have a dashboard, you see the yacht, you have your account, and then the other crew have access to it.
Well, in the beginning, we're just starting off with this marketplace because it's going to take a long time because, as you say, our industry is archaic. There's still a lot of people in the industry that are going to be hesitant about adopting these new systems, which is completely fine.
Yep.
We want to introduce the concept slowly. So getting people used to using the AI platforms, and then we eventually plan on going into full agentic vessel profiles. So where you can have a Motor Yacht Unbridled, fully agentic profile, where you can add crew members on your entire head of department, specific tools added onto that. But your process, if we just release all this at once, people aren't going to really use it. Or it's going to take a long time for adoption. So we're starting off with the marketplace, getting everybody involved, getting as many vendors and businesses that we can into the system, get people using it, get them used to using AI, get them used to using the dashboard. And then over time, we'll be slowly introducing these other SaaS products, head of department specific tools, and then full vessel agentic processes. And of course, AI is still in its very early stages, but it's moving quickly.
It's moving definitely quick.
So quick. It's like you see these video editing tools and you see these agentic processes within this year they've accomplished in a few months what everybody was projecting was going to be happening in 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
So I want to put YCC, I want to put us and our company at the very forefront of AI technology in the yachting industry. Because I mean, with this foundation we have now, we can just keep plug and playing agentic features, anything, any hours of rest, charter specific deals, contracts, everything we can do, we can just add it into the system that we've already built.
Well, it's good. Definitely YCC. You're definitely at the top of the talking thing. I'm hearing about it. We've got a good friend in Ray, and there's different people in the industry that are seeing what you're doing. So when's the kind of launch date? What are you thinking? Because I'm definitely involved. Like I was at the Antigua Charter Show and I was listening to it, watching people talking about different platforms and vessel management and vessel accounting and vessel crew management. And it's still, everyone, like you're saying, tries to separate them. But as a captain, the more things I can put together to make it efficient, that's my goal, is as a coach, as a captain, to make things efficiently operate. So what's your timeline here? What are you looking at?
We're looking at a July 15 launch. Our devs are finishing up stuff. We're doing our massive email outreach campaign this next couple days to all the businesses and service providers. And then we're going to be slowly onboarding beta testers for our crew profiles and captain profiles. And then eventually we'll do a full scale launch. And then from there, we're going to be doing social media outreach and events and whatnot. There's a lot of other things in the work, but I don't want to say it too publicly just yet.
Do your thing, man. I'm sure your head's racing. You must be so pumped. Less than a month away.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. Well, anything we can do,
it's really,
I think it's a beautiful industry, and helping people like yourself who have been in the industry and now looking for opportunities and developing something. That's what I think the real beauty of yachting is you have a taste of it, you see it, you got the vision. How can I help improve that platform? And that's what I like about kind of working with different people, especially social media, because you mentioned companies like, Yacht Channelers, National Marine Supplies. These companies are awesome companies at what they do, but to integrate them into what we actually need from yachting, that's the challenge we have. It's still a phone. Like I see emails and phone calls of heads of department contacting these people going, why are we still making phone calls? Why are we emailing here? This should be so automated. I've got 5 filters, need 2 more filters. Next shipping address is 2 months away on the dock.
Exactly. And it needs to just be seamless and instant, where you don't have to worry about any of that. You don't have to be sending out 10, 15 emails, recircling with these people. It's just something that should have been done, I think, a while ago, but AI is just making it so much easier to do now. And we found our niche. We found our opportunity to come into the market with a platform like this. And I care so deeply about this industry. I love everybody here. Everybody's so interesting. You meet the most interesting people around the world.
I think so.
And so everybody's just so excited to just hear about this project. And they're like, oh, how can I help? Where can I come in? I don't want to say too many names, but like people coming in and just saying, oh, where can I come in? How can I get my business on this? How can I become involved in this? And it's been this really eye-opening thing, because I've been working pretty much myself for the last 4 or 5 months with a team of 4 or 5 developers, managing all of that and trying to keep it all in my head right here. And now we're getting to the point where everybody's starting to come in. We have a team of 10 plus people now, 5 head departments, 5 marketing people, 5 developers, and we're just knocking it out.
Oh man, pumped! I can feel your energy from here, matey. I can feel it from here. Now back to Yachty's name and shame. I think it's awesome. I believe in transparency. I love that. What were the challenges you faced there? If you could give me an insight into that, because that's obviously where you've grown from into. You've learned a lot from that, I'm sure, over the years, and it's given you a seed to plant, and now you're blossoming with this new platform, YCC. But just give me back into Yachty's name and shame. How fun was it? What were the big obstacles?
And the big obstacles in the beginning was definitely everybody coming in and saying, oh, this is such an awful thing. This is so bad. You calling out these things. And in the beginning, we didn't have the set rules and standard operating procedures that we do now. And of course, it was a little rocky in the beginning. And we always have like a saying, it's like, if we're not threatened to be sued at least once a week, I don't think we're really doing our job right. Exactly. And it's like, right. It's like now we're kind of staying a little bit back with the shaming and whatnot, but I mean, there's still certain circumstances and posts that need to be brought to light. And so you get to see a side of the industry. And I guess I can speak publicly about it now. But remember what happened with Motor Yacht Loon and Paul Clark and that tender and whatnot. We were able to be involved so deeply with that situation. I don't speak publicly about names and whatnot, but it gave us the access to truly support these crew. And when they felt too scared to come forward themselves, we went forward for them. So we contacted Maritime. We talked to a couple owners and whatnot. And we were saying, this is the situation that's going on board. This is kind of what's been happening. And we just want to be transparent with that information for you. Yeah. And it's really been like a big responsibility, because these posts, and now I get to see it as I came here to the Med for the first time, and I was on a panel with Ria and Yachting International, and I got to see just the influence our page had on it, because I just say we're all a bunch of pirates that run this page. We just want to make a place for all crew members to come together and get access to this information, but now we take it more seriously, and we want to do our part because everybody's on our platform. I go around and have conversations with crew, and they bring up the name of the page, and they don't even know I run it. I'm just keep myself in the back. And it's just everybody we can get or need to get in contact with is on it. And it holds such weight because people go on it now and they look up boats and they're like, oh, does this boat have any problems? They've offered me a contract. What do the crew have to say about this?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I agree because, like, I don't know, when I first came out, I was going to look at the same, oh, this is dangerous. But I like being on the edge of things because I think you get to see both sides and you get to understand a bit more. Like, my biggest fear is young crew members in the sense of you've got a duty of care as a captain. And I see these young crew members come in 19, 18, 20, 21, whatever the age is, and they're exposed to so much at such a young age. But what the worst thing they're exposed to is the hierarchy of yachting. And in a yacht, you've got people who haven't got management skills or formal training in management or psychology running these platforms that are $4 or $5 million budgets a year and making decisions which affect people. And then the stress, they take it out on the crew and take it down on
Yes.
whether it's captains or heads of department or owners or management companies, they take it out on the crew. And that's the bit why in the last 12 months I've gone, there's a lot of negative in yachting, but there's a lot of positive. Let's keep focusing on the positive. And so many people reach out to me with their situations going, I've just joined a boat, I got no contract. What do you think? I'm like, well, here's some people to speak to about it. I don't give legal advice, but it still happens to this day. They're being flown halfway around the world to Fiji without a contract, don't know the boat really know the owner of the captain or the captain, and that's it. And I'm like, well, here's some platforms you can use, So I think it's, number one, congratulations. It's a huge challenge, and I'm sure you went through a lot of obstacles, but I do see the value of it. And I cannot support it enough. I think it's awesome. The more people that believe in the transparency, whether it's anonymous or not, there's always a story. I always say things like an iceberg, What's at 10%? There's another 70% or 90% below that that's telling another story. So what's next, though? Kick off July. What are you doing? A little world tour here in yachting, going to the boat shows? What are your thoughts?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you going to the boat shows? What's next for YCC? Kick off July 15th.
Oh, yeah, we got a plan. I'm probably going to be going to Cairns, Monaco.
Awesome.
Lauderdale Boat Show. We're also introducing, I have a friend who has a software company, our logistics company platform that uses AI routing. So we're looking to soft launch last minute mile logistics in Fort Lauderdale with full release in October. We're looking to be the platform you go to. So where you look into our LLM and you're saying, okay, I need a raw water pump. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Who's the closest vendor that has it? And they can go pick it up for you and deliver it to you within like a 2-3 hour time frame. So you don't have to go out, go buy it yourself, waste that time, come back, do the project, end up working late, you're pissed off.
Yeah.
The crew member says something just funny and you take it out on them. Yeah. I think if we just solve these minor issues, just like logistics and administrative processes, it reduces the stress level so much. Instead of just saying, oh, you should do more management or psychology training. Yeah, that's important for better management and becoming a better leader. But if you solve the very foundation of these issues and these complicated portions of the industry, then everything else just gets better in the end.
That most of the things you're resolving are the logistical issues that will take someone 2-3 days to solve, but you're solving it in 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's AI and technology.
It's so interesting. And it's like, the more I'm involved with it, the more I'm just like, whoa, this is absolutely insane. All the data you can take into it and just create these awesome features. I get super passionate when I start talking about this. But there's this one fellow I know that's creating an augmented reality platform. So just imagine when we come out with our agentic AI platform for the full vessel, imagine you put on these glasses and you can walk around your yacht and you know exactly what system is where, know the entire preventative maintenance, the logs for it, serial number, where you can order it from, what kind of service provider can come fix it, and you can book it all directly through like a mobile application or through your glasses. I mean, that's the future of yachting.
Oh, lovely. I love to hear this because I get like pain points, and my big pain points is when crew join, the training they go through. Because like I look at commercial shipping, and I look at companies that are so efficient because they're for-profit based. Right, the driving force of the company is for profit. In yachting, they're never for profit, so the efficiencies don't need to be there. There's a lot of fat per se in yachting. So what you're saying to me resonates because it's like I look for that because I want to represent the owner and represent the crew in the best way. and I have like crew training. They come on board, they go through the standard familiarization, all the rest of it, and do the watch schedules and all the things. But I'm like, how are we not automating this to sit a crew member down for an hour or two to watch a video or put the glasses on, walk around the boat, then do a 1 hour visual walk around, but really start digesting how to launch tenders, do more tests that way before we actually put people into the roles, because that's when the risks happen and that's when the stress happens, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, seconds matter so much in yachting. It is a very fantastic industry and it's fun, but it can be dangerous at times. And things need to happen quick. And they need to happen with well-trained crew that know exactly what they're doing. And so if you have these glasses on or these special profiles that can do an entire training upreach for a new crew that come into the boat, I mean, it'll just save you so much time. And plus it's a marketplace that it's not necessarily for profit, but we have billions and billions of dollars worth of assets, millions of dollars being spent every single year on every single vessel. It's not a small market. And so when you improve these efficiency and you save all this time and all this energy with these efficient processes, I mean, you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. If you can have AI maintenance assistants that come in and you type your problem, it gives you an entire troubleshooting option, ability to order, or ability to book a service provider, and we take care of all of your automated invoicing, your receipts, everything. And it just saves you so much time where you can just maybe have a coffee, talk to your crew, interact with them more, look at things that you kind of put in the back burner because you just don't have the time. And the owners come in, charters are booked, and you got to go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I always say we're paid to be on the boat, number one, so I tell my crew. Number two, as a head of department, you're paid to focus externally a lot of times and focus ahead where you want the platform going. Where do you want the yacht going? What are the charter objectives of the owner? What are the priorities? Whereas too many people think it's about them in yachting. It's about me and this, I control the situation. No, we don't control. What we should be controlling is how we change the industry for better. And I think that's what you're bringing to the table. And I'm super, super excited about it. Just to challenge you though, will it go towards an app eventually?
Yeah, that's the full idea. My dream of this is to put this in a mobile application where you can walk around your yacht, glasses, look at everything, and make a list of exactly what you need to do, what you need to order, who you need to book to fix everything that's broken. That's where I see this going.
Yeah, checklists on there.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah,
inventory
checklists. You can schedule calendars, everything. I plan on making this the cream of the crop. I want to help set an industry standard because it's like I come from a racing family back in North Carolina. My parents been in racing. My family's been in racing for 60 years. And it used to be the Wild West. That's what I kind of see yachting is. But it's becoming a day and age where that's just not acceptable.
No.
I mean, you have hundreds and millions of dollars worth of assets, and you don't really have any regulatory standard that's saying this is how things should be operated. This is the best way for you to operate your vessel. Here are the standard operating procedures that everybody should kind of adhere to. And I think we're at the very foundation of setting that. I truly believe it. And I believe in leadership, like you were saying. When you're in head of department, when you're a captain, you're a leader and you're not thinking about yourself. It's not about you. It's never about you as a leader. No. It's always about the people that are under you. How can you best serve them? How can you make them feel comfortable coming to you and saying, this is where I'm struggling with? And then you say, okay, I can improve these processes and improve this way of you doing things to help better support you at your job. Yeah. I'm of service to you. And that's what I think it means to be a captain and a head of department person.
No, you're absolutely right. I couldn't have said, I always say you can't grow unless you build. So you got to build out of yourself. A lot of times I try and build myself out of a job because that means I've succeeded. And therefore I can now get another job on a bigger yacht or a different space. You know what I mean? Mm. But the other challenge I always face, just for your own mindset too, is the medical and the mental side of things. The medical insurance side of things is a huge pain point for yacht crew per se, at different generations, and then also the mental health side of things. So, just as a seed for you, that would be a good little space to try and capture as well, because that's another part of the operation that's becoming more and more valuable as these assets grow. How they get access to mental health, how to get access to going to a doctor or going to a dentist, things like that. That's where I see personally as the future of yachting having a lot more structure. Like you're saying, that seamless approach, because a lot of other industries, they have 401k, superannuation, all these rest of these long-term plans. Yachting, you're only as good as your last chamois job or your last plate. And it's brutal. That's one of the stresses I think people have.
Yeah, if you're gone, because like once you leave the boat, it's good luck. Go to Bali or go look for another boat in the crew house and whatnot. And I just think there needs to be more structure.
Yeah. Oh, awesome, man. Awesome.
Year-olds, I meet them all the time, these screenings.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I think that's for them. That's kind of what I'm saying too. If we can get people in at a younger, at a green age to understand there is a long-term plan here, there is structure, standing operating procedures. I think that's where the value of the growth in yachting can be. I'm towards the end of my career, but I've got 2 kids coming up, and they're like, "Should I join yachting?" I said, "It's a beautiful journey, and you're going to meet some amazing people. But I just wish there was more structure in it, that you could almost go from boat to boat." And irrelevant of the ideology of the captain, irrelevant of the ideology of the company, there's standard operating procedures across the fleet of yachts. Does that make any sense?
It makes extraordinary sense. That's what I aim to do with YCC.
Yeah.
I aim for you to have an entire support structure you need for the entirety of your career, and then you can just leave one vessel and go join another agentic profile of another vessel. And so you just have everything that's supported through there. You get access to crew accommodation, training, everything you need, mental health support, financial management for your long-term goals. And then you can just go from one boat to another, all in one platform. I just think it's your buddy. It's your tool that whenever anything's going bad, you can talk to him, and he's going to give you access to anything you need.
Awesome.
So when these 18, 19-year-old girls or like men or whatnot come into the industry, they feel supported. They don't feel like they just flew halfway across the world to try and get into an industry that they know nothing about. Everybody's trying to sell them a course or go on Instagram and sell them all of these different things. No, you just have your friend right here who tells you exactly what you need to do. You don't need to look anywhere else. Yeah. He's got your back.
Awesome, man. He or she, whichever one.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. How can people only take 20, 30 minutes? I'll make it quick, but I'd love to talk to you more about it. But I'm more excited about kind of watching it when it goes live on July 15th. I'd go to the Antigua Charter Show December. I think it was awesome. And if you do have space and the time or budget, I think try and push your team to get out to Antigua Charter Show, because you can really capture some good captains in the charter fleet and good brokers down there as well, which will help grow your company. But anything I can do, reach out anytime. How can people find you, and what would you like to say as a leaving note?
Oh, you can always find me at Guy's Name and Shame. We're creating on Instagram. You can find me at Yacht Crew Center on Instagram. You can email me, alex@yachtcrewcenter.com, with any sort of questions. If you want to get involved or join our pre-beta phases or get involved with your company, that's where you can find us. And at the end of the day, I just want everybody to know that there's people that care about you in this industry. This is one of the most beautiful things you can ever do in your life. I've been able to experience things that have touched me to the very core and set me on the path to who I truly am as a person. And whoever you are, wherever you are, know that you're supported, know that you're going to make it, and believe in yourself, because I believe in you. Liam believes in you. We all believe.
Awesome, man. Be blessed, man. Safe seas, everyone. This is Captain Liam Motor Yacht Unbridled and Alex at Yacht Crew Center. Couldn't be more honoured to chat. So pumped for July 15th. I'll mark it in the calendar. And thanks again for your time, Alex.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you. Pleasure meeting to you.